All right, hi everyone. Today I am showing you this PETLIBRO cat water fountain that comes with an app, and my cat's been using it for a long time now, so I'm going to go over its pros, its cons, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and some things you should know. So first off, it's really easy to assemble. It comes with this charging base, the detachable water tank, stainless steel water tray, the water spout, the filter holder, and then also this wireless pump, and then filter and this cleaning brush. And then it also comes with a USB-C to USB cord and also the block that plugs in right underneath the base. How you assemble it is you take the stainless steel lid, and this is where you are going to put the filter, and you want to soak this in 5 minutes in cold water before you put it here. And this one isn't wet, but you would place it so the line match up, so that's where the water is going to come through in the pump. And then once that is in there, this just snaps on, and then you just put this part on, and then on the inside there's this little indentation that perfectly fits where the wireless pump goes. And then also on the base there's this indentation, so you just line that up, and then you just put the top up, and it's going to line up right here with the pump, and then you snap it on. And one negative, or one thing that I don't like about it, is you have to be near an outlet for this to work. So there are ones that the base is rechargeable, and you just charge the base, and then you could place the fountain right on top of it and it will work. But this one you actually have to be close enough to an outlet. The cord is long, so you don't have to be right below an outlet, but an outlet needs to be accessible. And then another bad thing about that is if you lose power, this isn't going to work because it needs power to work. So I'm just gonna place this on top, and then the water starts flowing. And then you could see your cat then will have clean water all the time. And then what's nice, this connects to an app. So you just download the PETLIBRO app and you create an account, and this has 2 different modes. So it could run continuously, or you could have that it runs for 15 minutes on and 15 minutes off. And you have to download the PETLIBRO app, I'm pretty sure, to change it from this continuous mode, 15 minutes on and 15 minutes off mode. I don't see any buttons on here that you could do that. So if you don't like using an app and you want it to run 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off, that's something to think about as well. But the nice thing about the app is it will alert you when the water is low, or it will remind you to clean the filters. So these filters, they do come with, I think, 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them when you first buy them, but they recommend changing them every 2 weeks. So you are going to have to purchase them, and you could get them from PETLIBRO, or there's a QR code, or the app. You could buy them through the app as well. So that's also something to think about. So you have to change these every 2 weeks. So the app will remind you about that. And then in general, they actually recommend cleaning the pump once a week. So these do have a little bit of maintenance, but you don't have to give your cat fresh water every day. So for me, it's worth it. What I really like about it, so I'm just not going to talk for a second. It's really quiet. You could barely hear it. So that's definitely a bonus. However, if you don't use the app, another thing I don't like about it, I love how it looks, the black and the brown, super sleek, don't get me wrong, but there's no way of telling how much water is in this tank because it's in a black water tank. I've had other water fountains where there was either a circle window or something where you could see inside and see how much water is left, or it was transparent and you could just look at it and just see how much water was in there. But if you have the app and you like the app, it will send you notifications, which is really nice. So depending on if you're tech savvy or not, these are just some things to think about. And another thing I like about it, it does hold a lot of water, so I'm not constantly refilling this. It is a decent size, and I only have 1 cat. That's definitely a bonus for me, but if you have multiple cats, you might consider needing something larger. And then I just really like that this has this detachable water tank because it makes filling the water up and cleaning it so much easier than one that does not have this chargeable base. Because all you have to do is, this will be plugged into the wall. You just take this to the sink, take the top off and fill it up, and then just place it right back on. And then it also makes it easier to clean. This thing though, note, don't ever put this in water. This has electronics in it and it won't be good. So do not put that in any water. But I love that there's an app that you could get alerts when it's low on water. I love how it looks. I love that it's quiet, that it holds a lot of water, and that my cat loves it. He really likes that. So that means I really like that, and I recommend you checking it out if you're looking for a water fountain for your furry friend.